Trump had to give the chance to Iran, and still doesn't have. We're waiting for the replying related to that, but we wish that the communication was done by Egypt and the other abroad, and also with Indonesia, and also make several communication dedicated to that, to stopping or to get back to the diplomatic solution. Is the solution decided or dedicated to that war?
Dr. Mohamed, throughout this war, the objective of the United States have been quite unclear. On the Iranian side, however, at the middle of this war, could Tehran have began to use this war as a strategic tool to shift the global economy in general to its own benefit by making sure that they cause a complete chaos in the Strait of Hormuz, and with that the global economy, the entire scheme is in chaos and is rapidly changing? Did Tehran use this card in the middle of the war? What are the chances?
Tehran using these files to be pushing files to all, and there is several pushing related to on the United States from Europe, especially from Italy, and today I will have a related message from from Russian that any decided dedicated to stopping Hormuz channel, this will be suffering or increasing suffering related to the economy, not just for the Middle East or the Gulf area, dedicated to the world. And Iran had to using this file to initially to push on that related to that war, and to be one of the decision action to be taken by Iran. And this is immediately had to get all the world involved to finalize or to stopping this war as soon as immediately it could. And we see also that the United Nations representative had to speaking about that, and had to mention to requesting from Iran to stop the war, and requesting from the United States and even Israel. It's now enough. Several peoples are suffering related to that abroad, not just internally who is involving in that war, and it's time to stop it immediately from the part of from the United States and Israel. And there are several pushing internally from the state to the President of the United States, to President Trump, to stop this war. They're so also I see that internally from the United States, the gasoline had to pushing more than from $4 to become it's become for $4 to $8 now. So there's several pushing internally, and I believe it's time to stopping that and using that to stop this war, because no one can gain, and no one can gain. And I believe also there is was a message again from Russian that he has mentioned that Iran still have more rockets and more war things related to storing war. It could be recovering all the Middle East, not just Israel and
this leads us to an important question
in the Gulf area.
With Iran saying that it still have more rockets, can actually Donald Trump stop this war? He seemed very confident at the beginning of this war by saying it's just a 12 days war, we're absolutely winning, and the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, they were so confident at their Pentagon briefings. But I think the war has been heading to quite the unknown, and the American public opinion is shifting against its own government. What are we seeing? What is happening right now?
Well, we see that as you mentioned in your question, that the more thing that is a journey trip dedicated to fighting or having a war with Iran. This has been President Trump was mentioned, and on the Congress of the United States, immediately they make several meetings regarding conference related to that, and they refused the people who's dying related to that, and the economy increasing the setback related to that, and what's happening. It should be in couple of maximum of 2 days. We will see. I mean, a solution. There's two scenarios. One of the scenarios stopping the war or keeping moving related to that. But I believe and I think what's happening is not suffering just the Middle East. It would suffering the world if this war still continue. And on Nile TV, we was expecting that from 2 weeks ago, and we was mentioned that the solution is become from Egypt, and the making part will be from Egypt. I believe that the solutions and the communications and the coordination, it will become from Egypt. And I believe it could be happening that the solution is coming very soon,
Yes.
because every day there is losing and the scoring of the economy, and I believe it's day by day this will be suffering the whole world, and I don't think that the United States will keep continue regarding to that.
Yes, so Dr. Mohammed, and as you had mentioned, the Egyptian leadership is extensively working hard to make negotiations. The president have been making several visits to Gulf states, and the foreign minister as well has been in talks with our brothers in the Gulf states. The Egyptian leadership has been working hard to bring back diplomacy on the table. How do you see the efforts currently happening on the regional level and, of course, the domestic level, given that the entire region is affected by the economic chaos happening right now?
Of course, we see that, and there is several permissions and action from Our Excellency, our President, to Dr. Badr Abdel Ati. And I believe it's daily. This minister, I believe he didn't sleep like us. That keeping continue all the diplomatic solution with several communication and several bridges. We have make several bridges communication dedicated to that, to coordinating with. I mean, all the key countries in the world. We communicated with them. We also manage, as you mentioned in your questions, regarding with the Gulf area, to be having one-man actions taken to that. And this was sure that Egypt was respecting what's happening, that we will have a vision related to that. And I believe now we would, in the Gulf countries and Arab countries, we will be agreement as one-man agreement as soon after the stopping that. And it's very sensitive time. And our president mentioned that we will not involve in that and keep communicating with the Gulf to them not going to make war with, involving with war with dedicated to Iran or dedicated to the United States. And everybody knows that was requesting from the United States to be involved, Saudi Arabia and also Qatar. And both are refusing related to that, and was this scenario also coming by to done it by Jordan. Again, regarding to the communication, daily, we never stop communication, stopping these bridges, and I believe the solution is coming on the way, but it's a matter of time. And I hope that the United States listen to the diplomatic solutions again, to not listen to the Israel dreaming to keep pushing the United States to keeping continuing that war. And if the United States take this decision, no, everybody will suffer related to that. And in Europe and the United States and the whole world was suffering dedicated to Hormuz or Iran increasing the action dedicated to what's happening in that war.
As an international relations expert, Dr. Mohammed, what do you think is the most realistic next step for the United States in this war?
The next level, I mean, in international law, this is not respecting. Related to the United States, related to the international law, this is not international law. Never happening like that. To involve in war and another take the ways of respecting countries internationally. This is against all the international law and the peace and everything. What happening or what coming, except I believe United States think then are directing the whole world, and we see several messages coming from every countries across the world that United States is not representative as abroad. And I see was one of the message from Italy, the first minister there, that mentioned that you are not representative of us. We just represented the United States. And I believe that this message have been occurring or coming from several countries. And I think that the United States think them are only have the power, only have the action to take any action over the world. And I will see that will be coming not respecting from whole the world and of course from the United Nations, but everybody knows what's going and happening related to that. And I believe there are several votes to have a peace and have a solution, not becoming the war is the solution for everything. And I will see several upgrading after this war from not just the United Nations. I believe there is other international organizations requesting and wanted that, and we will see what they bring.
How about the American public opinion, Dr. Mohamed? The American public opinion is quite torn. We have the Democrats, we have the Republicans. The Democrats are, they're not pro the war. However, they see that this war is only dragging Donald Trump farther into chaos, which will cause him probably trouble in the November elections. The Republicans, however, they are pro Donald Trump. However, Donald Trump has been consistently in all of his election campaigns speaking about no more wars and no more wars in the Middle East specifically, but here we are right now witnessing one of the worst wars in the modern history. What do you think the American public opinion is going right now, and how long is it going to hold out with the current escalation?
I see the American public internally that doesn't request and agree of the President Trump, the actions and President Trump doing, and them all hate. I was making several selection and like a check searching related to what's happening internally, related to that, related to the international law, and I believe nobody is agree from the Democrats and other unions internally in the United States. Them all doesn't agree on them president action, and them had also tried the United States had suffering dedicated to increasing for all the prices internally from gasoline and other, and them all make I see several videos related to that, and them all asking them president to stopping immediately this war, and them asking all, no, we're not involving in that action, and them requesting from them government to go following other countries. We're not involved in that. We're not involving to increasing prices internally in the state. We're not involving to losing more blood from American outside the mission. We're not dedicated on it. We not want to be on it. If you want to be, you could make cooperation, make any supporting, but not the solution is the war. And I believe it maybe in the Congress have several attendance soon. Maybe it could be stopping them president or make several action related to that, and we will see the day spring. And I'm expecting not good opportunities for President Trump dedicated to the coming election, and it could be taking from his action to stopping him by other orders or other action dedicated from the public themselves and by the Congress again by the Congress also.
Dr. Mohamed Mokhtar Darwish, the international relations expert, thank you so much for being with us on Nile TV International, and thank you for your insights on the latest escalation happening right now in the Middle East. We still have more updates for you, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for more.